So in today's video, we're going to break down some grappling footage of Mark Zuckerberg and Lex Friedman training. This is a recent video that was uploaded to Lex Friedman's YouTube channel, so I definitely encourage you guys to go check it out. I actually didn't even know this video existed until I had some subscribers send it to me and kind of ask about if I think that Mark Zuckerberg's an actual blue belt. What do I think of his skill? Do I actually think that it's good that these types of people are getting involved in jiu-jitsu? So I figured I would make kind of a breakdown or reaction video to his training. And if all this video did was make you aware that this footage actually exists and you guys want to go check it out on its own, I'm happy with that. Like I said, I didn't even know it existed until just a couple days ago. So that is what we're going to be doing in today's video. We're going to look at some of his training footage. I'm going to give my opinions and my takes on what I think of these types of people training jiu-jitsu. So we're going to break it down right now. How's it going, everyone? My name is Chasen Hill. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. I've been teaching and training jiu-jitsu now for over 14 years. So if you guys like all things jiu-jitsu, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. If you're new to this channel, I have all kinds of jiu-jitsu related content. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming in and checking out this video. This is a little bit of a newer format of a video. I've not really done too many of these reaction videos. I know they're pretty popular on YouTube. I think that sometimes they are helpful and they are informational. So if you guys like them, please let me know. Also, if there's other videos that you would like more reactions on, please put them down in the comments below. I'm making this to kind of give my thoughts and opinions, to check out the grappling, make you guys aware of this footage even, and kind of see what is going on here. If you guys don't kind of know, obviously Mark Zuckerberg is the well-known creator of Facebook. He started training, I believe, around 2 years ago, and I believe he is now a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He trains with a gentleman named Dave Camarillo right here. I believe Dave has a school up in the San Francisco area, Silicon Valley area. He's a very well-known jiu-jitsu entity. First off, right off the bat, if he has been the one that's promoted Mark Zuckerberg to blue belt, then that gives huge credibility to that factor. I think everyone has a different opinion of what makes a blue belt and what determines that. But ultimately, the person who knows the jiu-jitsu best is their coach, right? Is the person that's training with them. If you guys don't know, Lex Friedman, he's a very well-known he has a very good podcast, very well known. He's also a grappler. He has a judo black belt and he has a jiu-jitsu black belt as well. So I guess they got together, got to do some training here. One thing that I found really funny is during this, like throughout this video, his coach right here, Dave, who is in here, he's kind of always keeping a close eye of what's going on, which is probably pretty smart, prized possession there. But usually, if Lex is a black belt, he's one of the safer people to train with in jiu-jitsu. To address kind of the general question, do I think it's good that these types of people are getting involved in jiu-jitsu? And the answer is absolutely. I think it's going to bring more exposure to jiu-jitsu and might encourage more people to train. I think ultimately, if the market is not growing or if the art's not growing, then it's going to eventually die. And so I think it's very good that people like this are starting to train. It's going to definitely bring some more eyeballs to it. Yeah, ultimately, I think it's going to help grow the art. There's a subset of people who don't like people who have money coming into something that usually is associated with people who don't have money. That's like a normal person activity. They think it's going to like water it down or change it and things of that nature. And I tend to disagree with that. I think if anything, it helps grow the market. So if you're a person who supports your in-person coach or the academy that you train out of, ultimately you want that market to become bigger, because the bigger the market, the more that school can survive. So if you're about supporting small businesses or supporting your coaches, seeing people like this is very important. Or if you're a content creator like me or make jiu-jitsu money online, that's very important as well too. It gives us a career path that we can actually put more time and energy into jiu-jitsu and make it better for you guys as students as well too. So general things about him being a blue belt, what I'm kind of looking for is general patterns of like what they're doing, because usually when you can see people who have patterns in their training, that means that they've drilled it a lot or they've practiced it a lot or seen it a lot. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for throughout this. But like I said, there's no way to really determine if someone's a blue belt just from the outside looking in. It's very subjective of what that means. There's not a set curriculum at every school. Just because he doesn't win worlds doesn't mean he's not a blue belt. Like there's so many different metrics to it. We're just trying to kind of see what this goes for here. So now we're seeing kind of Lex pass the guard. He's kind of holding him down, making him work. Oh, and he catches in a nice little key lock there. That was nice. So from here, he looks like he passed the guard. He's in a knee on belly type control. And then now he drops down and Mark has his arm hanging out right there. So he left his arm out too much. He's got a good arm here framing, but he left the other arm out, which Lex capitalizes and puts him in a key lock. I like how everyone is watching right here too, by the way. Like this is what I was telling you guys about. Watch, like right here, all these people over here on the side right there. Boom. Like they're all watching just to make sure nothing crazy happens. And obviously he's finishing very slow and controlled. So majority of the time, the safest people in the room are going to be, especially the black belts or the really skilled individuals. But one thing that I kind of noticed right off the bat is like right there, like it's impressive that Mark actually kind of shoots in. He has that kind of no fear enough to even bonk heads, which is cool. It's hard to kind of beat that out in the beginning to kind of get comfortable in that. So obviously he's a work in progress. He's not hitting his takedowns like a D1 wrestler, but I guarantee you most of you guys don't either. So, to fault somebody on not being perfect is pretty ridiculous, right? So it's interesting. He's going for a little seatbelt control there, a little back take. And now, we're watching him work some top game, which is cool. We haven't seen this yet. Looks like he's setting up a little arm lock or north-south choke. Let's see what ends up happening. And yeah, he gets a little north-south choke there. So that's good. So he hit that off of kind of an initial guard pass. Let's back that up. So right here, he hits like a little throw by pass. And then Lex starts to sit up like right there. And he gets the seatbelt. Now he's looking for the back take. And then I think they end up going into side control. Yeah, right there. And he loops the arm, or he loops the head over. And for some of you guys that are like, well, Lex Friedman let him have it. He's a black belt. He couldn't really do that. Yeah, you're right. Because that's part of training, right? So you guys who are tough and, are blue belts right now and, feel like you got to smash every white belt, or you're a purple belt that's got to smash every blue belt. Like it's totally okay to tap to a lower belt, especially if you're putting yourself in bad positions or you're letting the other person work. You can still get a lot of work in that way, right? So kind of start to kill that ego now. If you want to be in jiu-jitsu long term, you're going to have to let people work. So that's cool. That's cool. So we got 1-for-1 now. Zuckerberg got an Americana. Now, oh, that was nice. That was a nice little guillotine set up there. That was a good counter by Lex. So you're kind of seeing some Lex skill here. You're kind of seeing how he hops around and he moves. He's clearly skilled and has grappled quite a bit. So now we're into close guard. See what goes on. Looks like he was trying to set up a sweep. Lex frees it, comes back on top, and now goes to the mount. And now, oh, they cut it. I bet he was going for a little butterfly choke, or maybe they reset. So yeah, like a couple of things that I've just kind of noticed, we're about halfway through the training here, is that, he has a series that he likes. Like he shot that single leg a couple of times and even hit it from the back. So that clearly means that he has practiced that a lot. He's kind of doing the same run behind guard pass right here. So that tells me that he has trained those things quite extensively. He has probably drilled those quite a bit. And now we're seeing him being able to take the back and work from there. So that's all good stuff. Like if I had to say if he was a blue belt, or if I had to try to determine this, these would be the things that I'd be looking for. If I had to see that, I'd be trying to see the patterns and what moves he's liking to do and how many different positions. But we've seen him do standing moves. We've seen him do guard passes. We've seen him do back takes. We've seen him do submission attacks, right? So all those things are check boxes for that. Blue belt to me just really means that you are competent in the basic idea of jiu-jitsu, right? It just means that you understand some positions, you understand the basic connections, you have some basic attacks, and you kind of are starting to speak the language. It by no means you're an expert yet, right? That's what the black belt level means, is that you're an expert. You should have a certain cleanness and crispness against other skilled individuals. Like we're looking for different things, but for Lex presenting opportunities and Mark actually capitalizing on them or attempting stuff is good. This is all check boxes that I would like to see from my students as well too. And I was never really in the camp of, not believing he wasn't a blue belt. I like I said, I give a lot of credit to his coach. His coach is a very well known coach. So if he says he's a blue belt, he's probably a blue belt. If you guys have any debates or disagreements with it, go talk to that guy and see what he says. Ooh, nice little butterfly sweep by Lex right there. That was good. So this is kind of cool here. So let's break that down. That's actually good. This is a good sweep. So right here, what ends up happening is Lex is going to try to recover the guard, and Zuckerberg's trying to run around his legs, but Lex is able to use his hooks and ends up kind of doing a little butterfly sweep. So right here, he's going to block his knee right here from the remount. So what he's doing right here is he's blocking the knee. He's going to stiff arm the knee so he can't remount, and now he's shrimped away. And so right here, because there's too much gap and Lex is freeing and holding the knee, he can't remount. So, hindsight 2020, but what Mark should have done is kick his leg back and just taken the loss, right? Just taken that he couldn't get it, but he keeps the leg there. And then now, Lex is able to recover the guard from this position. Now he has butterfly hooks. He has the arm trapped over here, and he's going to elevate, and he's going to use the hook and boom, knock him right over. That was a great sweep. That's awesome sweep. I love that sweep. I use that sweep all the time. And so now Lex is putting a little bit more pressure on him, kind of making him work a little bit, seeing what's going on. You can tell, Zuckerberg's trying to hook his legs. He's trying to recover the guard. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like he's clearly knows what's going on and speaking the language, going for the elbow escape. He's got the back wrapped here. I like this. This is how I like to teach my beginner students because it keeps connection from strikes. But sometimes it's harder to turn on your side when your arm's wrapped like that. So, but he still is able to trap the knee. And now it looks like he's kind of coming up, right? He's going into kind of a dogfight underhook position, coyote guard, whatever people call it nowadays. And now he's got a little sweep. So that's good. So that's not day one stuff, right? You can't really watch that on a YouTube video, drill it once or twice, and actually execute it in training, right? I don't care who you are. So seeing stuff like that is good. That's a nice little double arm hold. Nice control right there, right? That's good stuff. So yeah, this really makes me happy. This makes me enjoyable to see. Like I said, I love it. I love introducing people into jiu-jitsu. Some of my favorite people to teach are brand new students. Seeing that kind of light click on in their eyes for the first time is really cool. So to see somebody like this get involved is awesome. I really enjoy that, regardless of what you think of him as an individual or his politics or him running a tech company. I know everyone has different opinions and thoughts on that, but ultimately he's a very high net worth individual. He's a very big person in the world, and so like I said, there's more, I think, pros than cons to him training jiu-jitsu. So he hits that other little north-south choke right there. So there's another pattern, right? So he's done that twice. So that's all good stuff that we're looking for. So we're about 3/4 of the way through. Let's see if anything. Oh, here's some wall training. So now they're against the wall, looking for this stuff. Let's see how he hits it. Boom, nice double. Oh, that was a great double right there. That was a good little setup. So right here, he turns him. He uses the underhook to turn, and he shoots down. He gets the double, and that was nice. That was a nice takedown. That wasn't like a controlled fall or like Lex letting that fall happen. I mean, he pulled his legs out and he slid right down. That was good. Now we're moving in and out of positions. I really like the pace that they're going at too. It's definitely not a slow pace, but it's not the fastest pace in the world. It's definitely like more of a flow. Like they're going in and out of positions. Lex is creating opportunities to let Mark kind of capitalize on, but then Lex uses his skill and his ability to, keep the positions going. Ooh, a little X guard there. Oh, getting a little fancy now. So this is actually a really good video. If you're like a blue belt or like a purple belt and you have a hard time like flowing and taking like nice butterfly choke right there. I'll go back to what I was saying here in a second. So let's look at that butterfly choke right here. So I think he goes to the X guard, and that's how he gets the sweep. Yep, nice little X guard, standard X guard sweep right here, knocks him down. He throws the legs by, little throw by, little X pass into knee on belly, blocks the hip, mounts, and now gets a little butterfly choke. So yeah, this is the butterfly choke. It's also known as like a hammer fist choke, a nogi Ezekiel, whatever you want to call it, right? But basically, his fist is right on top of the larynx, right? So that's how it works. And then you use your chest to push through, and it actually it's kind of a larynx choke, but it will put you to sleep too. Eventually, it will, but it's more of a pain choke in the beginning, but it does choke you as well. So that's cool to be able to see there. And now they're still training. And so, what I was going to say was if you're like an upper belt or you're like a blue belt or a purple belt, this was a good example of how to roll with somebody who is like, not as skilled as you, or maybe a little bit older than you, or you're wanting to be a better training partner. This was a great example. Lex was creating opportunities. He was letting Mark work while he was also still hitting moves and not allowing the match or the round to be stable. He was hitting them in sweeps. He was hitting them in different things. Or, when Mark went to try to hold him down on top, Lex would escape and keep it going versus just letting him catch a submission every 5 minutes or let him catch a submission every minute or 2 minutes, right? He was like keeping it going and changing positions and flowing from top and bottom and standing. So that's some really good stuff. And Zuckerberg looked like he knew what was going on. It looked like he knew how to speak the language. He looked like he was competent in that. So yeah, those are all really good signs in what I see. So that's going to go ahead and end this video here. If you guys like this kind of information, or if you like this type of video, this reaction style of video, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you give me a like and subscribe. If you guys have another video you want me to break down, please let me know. And so until next time, I'll see you guys later.